Now I want to bring in our political analysts, Democrat Betsy Sweet and Republican Garen Mason. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. Right off the bat, what specifically do you think Governor Mills has to address in her speech tonight, Garrett?
I think one thing that's a huge issue to Mainers is cost of living. I think that covers a lot of things. It covers, energy prices and what you're paying at the grocery store. I think there's a lot of issues that she can touch on that Mainers are feeling every single day. I think that's very important. I think she also needs to talk more in depth about her plans for child welfare. That's a huge issue that's going on in the Department of Health and Human Services. I'm hoping to learn more about that tonight, and I'm sure she'll touch on a range of other issues that Betsy and I will talk about.
And Betsy?
Well, I think she's got to look at gun safety and what happened in Lewiston. I mean, I think that is the big tragedy that has really hit everyone in Maine, and we are still reeling from it. The whole state is still reeling from it, so I think that's going to be a key thing. And then we have to talk about climate change and the flooding and all the things that happened in these last couple of storms. It's not only repairing what has happened, which is going to be a huge part of what needs to be addressed, but what's going to happen in the future. This isn't the last time those kinds of storms are going to happen, and if we don't get serious about climate change, we're going to be seeing this kind of thing over and over again. I think those are pivotal things she has to talk about.
Yeah, and on guns specifically, there's obviously been a lot of talk about the so-called yellow flag laws and growing calls to strengthen that. Are you expecting to hear kind of maybe a formal legislative announcement today, Garrett?
I'm sure we will hear some framework of something that the governor might like to support. I think that Governor Mills knows the law probably better than most governors we've seen recently serving as Attorney General. So she'll know where the parameters of the law and the Constitution lie, and I think she probably has a framework in her head. I'm sure we'll hear more about that tonight.
Yeah, and Betsy, do you expect her to take a strong stance on that, or does she kind of have to thread a needle?
I think she's going to take a stronger stance than she has. I think she has to thread a needle, and I think she can't ignore what people are saying in huge numbers. There were 1,500 people at the State House to go way farther, because Maine is starting from a very low bar in terms of our gun safety law. So she's going to have to move significantly, or the legislature will do it for her.
Yeah, obviously the other piece of this, the governor's office saying they expect to touch on the storms we've experienced recently and climate change. But how strong of a stance can she take on this issue specifically, Garrett?
Oh, I think the governor can take a very strong stand on it. I mean, there is no doubt that in the past storms that we've seen, we've seen buildings that were around for hundreds of years that had never seen anything like that. So, I mean, there's definitely some resiliency efforts that we need to take, and I think you find Republicans would be supportive of that. I think there'll definitely be some differing opinions on, climate change and the things that we do to prevent that. Is that man-made issues? There'll be a debate around that, but I don't think that there's any kind of huge debate about resiliency and making sure that especially our coastal communities are prepared for storms.
And the fishing industry too.
Yeah, and I think she'll point to some of the things that she's already done. She's done a lot of work. Her administration has done a lot of work to address climate change and to bring on that resiliency, but it's very clear there's a lot more to do. And I think the biggest thing is the sense of urgency and the pace at which that is happening. That has got to be addressed.
All right, we will see. Garrett Mason, Betsy Sweet, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Again, Governor Mills will deliver her State of the State address tonight at 7 o'clock. You'll be able to watch it live along with the GOP response and full analysis from our team right here on News Center Maine. You can also stream it on our website and YouTube channel. News Center Maine